Daily Soccer Podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome, everybody. It is Monday. It is the 17th of November. You're very welcome. Wherever you are listening to the Daily Premier League podcast, we've had a bit of a rest over the international break, but we're back. We're back refreshed, raring to go, and full of enthusiasm. My name's Ken Davis. His name, that guy there with the headphones on, is Nick Britton. And a very warm welcome to all our listeners, particularly those who listen to Daily Premier League podcast part of their everyday listening routine. It's a cold November evening. We hope we're going to be able to warm you up. Nick, how are you doing, mate?
Very well, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody hates the international break, but actually we like the international break because it means World Cup football. And we've been doing our World Cup podcast, so we've been keeping a very close eye on all the international games. But it's great to have the Premier League back again. It does feel, from a league perspective, it's quite a slog, isn't it? It's quite hard work when there's no football on.
We don't like it because there's no football in the Championship either. So we all like aimlessly walk in the streets, just kicking stones and things, just nothing to do. So yeah, it is. Though I thoroughly recommend the Road to World Cup. We did Saudi Arabia in our last episode. Imagine 45 minutes on Saudi Arabia. Well, we did it. We also did 45 minutes on Cape Verde the week before. So if you're interested in the World Cup, and it is bubbling up nicely, go and find that. You'll find probably. You find it next to wherever you find this. Right, there are two things to talk about today, Nicholas. Firstly, something that happened since we last spoke, which is the appointment of Rob Edwards at Wolves, which, by the way, in an interesting turn of fate, means that West Ham, Forest and Wolves have all changed their managers in recent weeks. So I want to talk about that. I want to take a much closer view at that, what that says about Wolves, what that says about Rob Edwards, what that says about Middlesbrough and Wolves, and all those things as well. Secondly, in a rather neat segue, I thought, it would be good if we took a look at the bottom six, particularly the next 6 games that each of them have got, which will take them to the end of the year, which effectively is halfway through the season. What I'm going to do, I've got the fixtures for all 6 of the bottom 6, the next 6 games. We'll have a quick look through that. See if Mystic Nick can predict what the bottom of the league will look like by the end of the year. I thought that would be a good game.
You know how good my predictions are, so you might as well put your house on whatever I'm about to say. That's if you don't want a house anymore.
Yeah, put your worst enemy's house on it. So we've got all that to look forward to. So first things first, Rob Edwards, he has got a bit of a reputation of a manager who can bring teams up from the Championship to the Premier League, but not necessarily one that can keep them there. So what's the thinking, do you think, behind Wolves' appointment of Rob Edwards?
I think he's got a bit of a reputation of a manager who will jump ship at the first available opportunity where he thinks something's better on offer. If you look at how he left Forest Green in controversy, Dale Vince, the chairman there, very unhappy, questions his loyalty and all of that. He only lasted 11 games at Watford, got sacked, but that's not unusual at Watford. Then, of course, ended up at Luton, where he's had his most successful spell.
Miracles, really, at Luton.
He did a brilliant job getting them promoted. He really did. And actually, he did a brilliant job in the Premier League because they certainly played their part.
Yeah, they went in balance.
Very good account.
You would imagine, you imagine Luton would be vying with Derby for the lowest points total ever in Premier League history, but they were nowhere close to that, were they?
No, they weren't. And they had a really good spirit, a really good culture. And as we all know, particularly at Premier League level, you need that if you don't have, at the very least, if you don't have perhaps the quality of players, you need something that will, that dogs of war spirit, if you like, something that will keep you at least in contention of staying up, something that will make you competitive during games. And they had that in abundance. And in many ways, they became the kind of great underdogs that everybody wanted to sort of stay up, but they didn't have it in them. They weren't quite good enough. And in the end, they got relegated. But that was only the start of the story because, of course, the next season in the Championship, they got relegated again down to League One. And that was very poor because they kept a lot of the players that had played in the Premier League, and last season was terrible. And he left by whatever they like to call it these days, mutual consent in January, and he was taken off the managerial scrap heap, as it were, taken off the merry-go-round of non-employed managers by Middlesbrough, who gave him a brilliant chance. And Middlesbrough gave him a great chance, great opportunity, and his reward is to leave them about 3 months later. So there you go.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's what that's. To be honest with you, that's as much as I want to know about the now he has got links with Wolves.
Yeah.
He's played there. He's coached there before. His family live in Telford. There's a lot of links in there, but it's a very, on the face of it, strange move because Middlesbrough are second in the Championship. Wolves are bottom of the Premier League. I don't see any way that he keeps them up whatsoever, and he'll be back in the Championship next season, and Middlesbrough might be in the Premier League.
Yeah, it is an odd one. Sometimes I think things like I live in Telford, which, by the way, for people who are not from this neck of the woods, is literally down the road from Wolves. It's like it's 10, 15-minute journey. Middlesbrough's a lot. We're talking in the UK terms. So if you're in America, you'll laugh at this. But, Middlesbrough's got to be a 2.5-hour journey, I guess, from the West Midlands. That feels a long way in the UK. I know it doesn't in the US.
Are you flying or something? Have you ever tried to drive out of Wolverhampton? First of all, that takes you forever, and up the motorway to Middlesbrough.
No, I've never done the journey. I don't think.
No. It's 3.5 hours easily.
So, do you think that actually has a bearing on it, in the sense of if he's doing that kind of commute fairly regularly, which he must be? Do you think he's sitting there thinking, actually, part of this is about quality of life, and in fact, just toddling down the M54 for 10 minutes is going to feel a lot better?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, that's just him looking after himself, isn't it? It's whatever suits Rob Edwards. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Football is an opportunistic game. Football management is a particularly opportunistic game, and albeit for possibly only a few months, he's back in the Premier League. He's probably had his wages, doubled or certainly increased because Premier League wages are very, very high, and that's fine. I've got no issue particularly with that, but let's not kind of feel. I don't know. I mean, I think people look at this and go, however he gets on the Wolves, he's a bit of a difficult bet moving forward.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't employ him because I think he is what he is. He sees a good opportunity and goes for it, and that's fine, no problem at all. But what's to say if Wolves do badly and Aston Villa come in for him, he'll be there. Well, in 3 months' time. It's just one of those, isn't it? I mean, he says, Wolves are close to my heart. I'm sure they are. I wouldn't argue with that. He says Wolves are. This is the only team I would leave Middlesbrough for. I don't believe that in a moment, because if Man United came in for him, he would have gone there. So yeah, look, it's a funny one. To me, I don't really like seeing it, but then again, it's football, isn't it? And managers get sacked out of nowhere, so I suppose they've got every right to leave. It just doesn't quite. It doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right with me because Steve Gibson. Now, you talk to any Derby fan, and I am a Derby fan. They will have nothing nice to say about Steve Gibson whatsoever, and they'll burn effigies of him and all that kind of stuff. After the role he played in Derby County's financial collapse and near extinction, and he played quite a significant role in that by trying to. Well, he essentially tried to sue Derby, claiming that because we'd broken financial rules, we didn't deserve to get in the playoffs, and Middlesbrough did one season. I mean, it's just utter nonsense. But he also knew that by taking this legal action, it kind of prevented any owners coming in and taking this over because you've got legal action hanging over you. It was all a bit messy, all a bit unsavoury, and in my opinion, all very, very, very unnecessary. And I didn't like what Steve Gibson was doing. That said, nobody can argue that he hasn't been a brilliant owner for Middlesbrough. He's pumped loads of money into the football club. He's one of very much a last bastion of local businessman ownerships of football clubs at an elite level. And if I'm sitting in his shoes, I think he probably feels exactly the same way as Dale Vince felt, in 2022 when he's taken Rob Edwards on, he's given him the chance, he's given him the opportunity, and he's had it sort of thrown back in his face.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm quite in that position in relation to football managers. Football managers get absolutely They don't necessarily have any loyalty paid back to them, so I'm not sure they owe too much loyalty. It's not these days. But what does this say about Wolves' ambitions? Because clearly Rob Edwards has not got a great track record of keeping teams in the Premier League. Is this Wolves giving up and saying we might as well prepare for life in the Championship because it's just not going to get solved this season? Is it? Does it say something about what Wolves' position is, do you think?
I think it provides them with a very good safety net. Now, I saw comments from the ownership group talking about we need a whole new culture within the club, and we need a whole new. This is like a complete reset. Now, that to me speaks of we've got a manager who will give it a go this year, but no worries if we get relegated. He's in a good place to help bring us back up. And to me, Wolves don't have the team, they don't have the squad, they don't have the attitude to stay up this year. Now, Rob Edwards might be able to change that attitude. He might be able to do it quickly, he might not, we don't know. We've seen how difficult it is with managers going into clubs in the Premier League and trying to change things overnight. It hasn't worked, didn't work for Ange at Forest, didn't work for Nuno at West Ham. With that immediate bounce, and the problem with Wolves are they need an immediate bounce. It's no good waiting another 6 to 10 games for them to start winning games, because by then it'll be too late. So I think the ownership have looked at it with a one eye of let's hope we can stay up, but if we don't, we'll take the hit, we'll understand what's happened, and we'll be putting ourselves in a good position now, ready for next season in the Championship.
Yeah, that makes sense. Edwards is an ex-defender. One of the things that Wolves have been doing is leaking late goals. He might bring him a little bit more robustness in that neck of the woods, but to be honest, they're not scoring enough either. So, it looks to me like Wolves have kind of said, "Hey, this is a free hit, and if things go badly wrong, we've got a decent manager for next season."
And in that sense, Edwards can't kind of lose, can he? Because if he goes down, he'll just go, well, I did my best. We were all relegated before I came here, and if we stay up,
absolute free hit for Rob Edwards. This is absolutely key to this. Do you think, by the way, just final thought on this when we move on, are Wolves a bigger club than Middlesbrough?
No, they're a bigger club as them or they're a bigger club at the moment because they're in the Premier League and Middlesbrough aren't, and that's kind of what you define success by, because that's where the money is, and it's the money that makes you a bigger club and helps you grow and all that. But I mean, if they swap places, as they might well do, and Middlesbrough go up and Wolves come down, are we to say that Wolves are any bigger club than Middlesbrough? No, I don't think so.
Interesting. I saw Middlesbrough the other week when they played Wrexham. They didn't look great, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Well, in fact, I am sure Middlesbrough aren't Premier League standard. Anyway, what we're going to do?
You could argue that Wolves aren't either.
Yeah, no, I think we could make a very good argument. Who would win in a game between Wolves and Middlesbrough, do you think? Over two legs?
I'll say a very dull 0-0 draw, I would have thought.
2 legs.
Two very dull 0-0 draws.
Fair enough. Right. As Rob Edwards knows, in football it pays to get your team selection right. And here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery partner. And we chose Zencastr, because Zencastr makes it easy to bring your vision to life and share it with your audience wherever they may be. It's got 4K video recording. It's got EI. What's EI? AI editing.
Has it got built-in emotional intelligence?
It has, yeah. It's got AI.
It's very clever. Through its AI. It's got
AI and AI editing tools and top-tier distribution tools all in one platform, which is very handy, by the way. So if you've got a story to tell it with Zencastr. Check the show notes for more of those details.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Okay, second part of the show. It's time, Nick, to get your crystal balls out. And we'll just give you 5 minutes, then we can come back to the podcast. So, right, what we're going to do is look at the 6 teams who make up the bottom 6. That's Fulham, Leeds, Burnley, West Ham, Forest, and Wolves as we stand. Fulham have 11 points, Leeds have 11 points, Burnley have 10, West Ham have 10, Forest have 9, and Wolves have 2. We're going to look at each of their upcoming 6 games, and I want you to tell me, Nick, what they're going to get from them, because I want to see what the league table is going to be like at the end of the season with Mystic Nick. Okay? That's the game. It's not really a game because there's no winners or losers, especially not Wolves. So, first things first. In fact, there's 7 games. I beg you, there's 7 games between now and the end of the year. So here we go. Fulham, Sunderland at home.
Sunderland aren't great on the road. They're really good at home. They're not great on the road. Fulham are better at home. They're not great on the road either, but I quite like the way they play at home. It's like the go teams. I think we're probably looking at a draw here.
Okay. Spurs away.
Sunderland are full of confidence. They're having a great season.
Yeah. Spurs away.
Who away?
Spurs.
Spurs away. Oh well, you'll be going for a Wolves win. No, who are we talking about here? Fulham. Yeah, you'll be going for a Fulham win now because you hate Spurs
I'm
and everything about them. Yeah, they'll struggle. I don't know. Yeah, I think they'll probably lose that.
Okay. Man City at home.
A possibility, but Man City, I think, are starting to find their form a little bit. So that's a difficult home. It's not an ideal home game. I don't think. You played Sunderland and Man City. I think probably Man City win.
Yeah. Palace at home.
Yeah, Palace win. Palace are good away from home. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know. I mean, Palace have dropped off a little bit, but they're just hard to beat away from home. I can't. I'm looking to see. See, I think Fulham out of the bottom 6 are the best team. I think they're the best team out of the bottom 6, but they've got. This feels like a horrible run of games.
They've got a horrible run of games.
It really does. I don't think this will decide their future because I think they'll stay up. I don't think this little patch of games is going to. But it is difficult. They're going to have to pick up points. I'm going to give them a point at home at Palace.
Okay. Burnley away.
Burnley away. That's a big game. Yeah, that becomes a big game all of a sudden. And they've got to start picking up points on the road. They can get a point at Burnley. Whether they turn into 3 or not, I don't know. But they can certainly get a point at Burnley.
Okay. Forest at home.
Yeah, they'll beat Forest at home.
West Ham away.
Difficult one. Difficult to know about West Ham because they've won the last couple of games.
Yeah, they are.
I thought they played very well against Newcastle. No, I think you probably have to give that to West Ham.
Okay. So that means Fulham will end up with another 6 points, and therefore 17 points after 17 games.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that feels about right. I mean, on 11 out of 11 games.
That's 18 games. Right, Leeds. You think Fulham had a bad run of fixtures? Check Leeds' out. Villa at home.
Defeat.
Man City away.
Defeat.
Chelsea at home.
Defeat.
Liverpool at home.
Defeat.
So far, not looking very good for the Leeds, is it? Brentford away.
Defeat.
Palace at home.
Man. Defeat.
And
so go back over this. I've got to give them a point. Haven't I? They're not going to get no points. Who are the home games? Because I think they're terrible away leagues, but they've got a chance at home. Who are the home games? Liverpool
at home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll give them something against Liverpool. I'll give them something against Liverpool. Definitely.
Points against Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going to give them 3 points against Liverpool.
You think Leeds are going to beat Liverpool?
At Ellen Road, they're good. Yeah.
But they're not going to beat Villa or Chelsea. Or Palace?
No, because I think Villa, Chelsea, and Palace are better than Liverpool.
Okay. And Sunderland away finally.
Certainly Villa and Chelsea are better than Liverpool. I don't know about Palace. It's just Palace is so awkward to beat. And what was the other one?
Sunderland away.
Yeah, they'll lose. You've got to look at Sunderland win. So let me see then. Right.
The only points you're giving them is a home victory against Liverpool. Do you really? I think you should give those crystal balls a bit of a rub.
Yeah, it just feels a horrible run of fixtures, doesn't it?
That is a terrible run of fixtures.
It really, really does. Okay, well, look, probably something against Palace at home. I don't think they'll get anything away from anywhere. I just think their away form's terrible.
All right,
I
so
think
that
they'll lose
gives
all
him
their.
4 points. Puts him on 15 points
Yeah,
after 18 games. Okay,
yeah,
interesting. This
okay.
is an interesting little exercise.
I'd like to say you're not doing any of the hard work here.
No. This is why we pay you the big money.
Yeah, okay.
Burnley now. We're talking about Burnley. Okay. Chelsea at home.
Defeat.
Brentford away.
Defeat.
Palace at home.
Draw.
Newcastle away. That's got a point. That says a point to me.
Yeah, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got that, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got 0-0 written all over it.
Fulham at home.
What did I say Fulham were going to do? I've already
Yeah,
predicted.
you said it was a point, so we can't exactly have a
Yeah,
difference.
point. Yeah. Yeah.
Bournemouth away.
Yeah, they get nothing out of that.
Everton at home. Burnley v Everton.
Yeah, they'll take a point out of that.
4 points, therefore, for Burnley. So Burnley are now on 14 points.
Yeah.
So no one's overtaken anyone yet. And before we get to the last three, I'm going to read the last of these.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Right, advert. Global Sports Podcast Network is partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements, because your body, and let's look at Nick's body, everyone. That's what you call unique. Because without knowing what deficiencies you have, taking off-the-shelf supplements mean you're probably not getting enough of the nutrients you need, maybe too many of the ones you don't need. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely, exactly what your body needs at exactly the right levels. Click the link in the show notes, use the code GSPN 2025. You'll get 40% off your first
order. Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Right, I'm enjoying this. We got.
Do you want to play that one more time, just in case nobody heard it?
All right. So we're now West Ham. Team that's changed the corner a bit. Okay. Yeah. Bournemouth away.
No points.
Liverpool at home.
Yeah, I quite fancy it for that. I quite fancy it. West Ham, I think, are going to improve. I think West Ham are going to get out of this. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can see him beating Liverpool at home.
You've got a proper downer on Liverpool, haven't you? Liverpool will end up about 19th the way you're going on.
They've lost 4 out of the last 5 league games.
Yes, they have.
You know, they're not very good.
Man United away, West Ham.
No, I think Man United are showing good form at Old Trafford at the moment. So I think we'll go for Man United on that one.
Brighton away.
Point.
Okay. Villa at home.
Point.
Man City away.
Defeat.
Fulham at home. By the way, you already said that they'd win that game.
Who would win the game?
8. Fulham would. No, West Ham would.
Yeah, so they get on consistent straight away without even you telling me that. I made the same call. So
well done.
That tells you something.
So West Ham get 8 points out of those 7 games and leap up to 15th place.
I sense that their home form under Nuno is going to be enough to just about drag them clear.
Right. Moving on then, quickly. Forest, we're talking about now. Your favourite team.
Yeah.
Liverpool away. Don't say it.
Defeat.
Thank you. Brighton at home.
Yeah, 3 points.
Okay. Wolves away. Now, we've already had this. Oh, no, we haven't had Wolves away. We haven't had Wolves away.
Welcome to Wolves. Gosh, what a bottom 2 clash that is. Yeah, I don't know. Difficult because you know what Roy was going to do. Yeah, we'll give them a point each because I don't know because it's difficult to say because we don't know what Wolves are going to be like in a couple of weeks' time.
Everton away.
Everton away, no. Everton for that one.
Spurs at home.
Draw.
Yeah. Fulham away, we have already had as a defeat because
Yeah, I think Fulham will
win that game.
Yeah.
And Man City at home. Forest home against Man City.
Defeat.
Okay, that gives Forest another 5 points. They're now on 14 points. And finally, Wolves. Palace at home.
Defeat.
Villa away.
Defeat.
Forest at home, they've got a point. Man United at home.
Defeat.
Arsenal away.
Defeat.
Brentford at home.
Defeat.
Liverpool away.
Defeat.
1 point. Wolves are now on 3 points after 18 games.
So they're going to get less than 11 points.
Yeah, and it looks like they are. So the league table now has changed because in 15th place we have West Ham. In 16th place we have Leeds. In 17th place we have Burnley. In 18th place we have Forest. Why am I missing the team?
You've got this wrong. You must have
got
got
this wrong. So it's West Ham, Fulham in 16th.
Yes, that felt about right.
Leeds in 17th.
Yeah. You literally had nothing to do.
Burnley in 18th. Forest in 19th. Wolves in 20th. So the bottom six is West Ham, Fulham, Leeds, Burnley, Forest, Wolves. So interestingly, Burnley slip into the relegation zone.
Yeah.
And West Ham come out.
If you want me to look at my further crystal, I'm really pleased you've done that. I mean, not because your maths is appalling, and the only thing you had to do was you couldn't do. But if you were to ask me before we did that little segment, who my bottom three are at the end of the season, they are Wolves, Forest, and Burnley.
Well, they are. I'm not entirely sure Forest are going to stay there. I think Leeds may fall into this.
Yeah. I went back to what I said at the start of the season, and I said Wolves, Brentford, and Leeds.
Yeah, it's not looking too.
I'm not going to be. Apologies to Brentford, but the other two, I think I'm looking all right.
I think you're looking all right. I think Leeds are going to get dragged into this.
Yeah, I did mean. Sorry, when I said Forest, I did actually mean by the end of the season. I didn't mean Forest at all. I think they will get out of it. I think Leeds and Burnley and Wolves will be going.
So it's looking like our considered opinion here is, given the trajectory, the trends, the direction of travel, it's not looking good for Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves, because Leeds have just got a horrible run of fixtures coming up.
Well, they've also shown themselves to be not very good, and they've shown themselves to be pretty poor at home. And we all know, and we've talked about it before, the fact that Daniel Farke's record in the Premier League is poor. So when you are down the bottom and you start going on a bit of a slide, and if you look at their last 5 games, they've won 1 and lost 4. Then the alarm bells are ringing loud and clear.
And I should say, the only victory, according to Mystic Nick, that they're going to get in the next 7 games is against Liverpool. So, I mean,
I don't even think they're going to do that. I just felt sorry for them because I think the rest of their run form's so bad.
Yeah, it's just not looking great.
To be honest with you, right? Actually, no. Put your thinking hats on here. Okay. Any chance that Leeds have got staying up, they have to win their home games. Ellen Road has to become a monstrously difficult place to go.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be against Liverpool. It's going to be. Against Man U. So are they playing Man U at home during that little run as well?
They've got Villa at home, Chelsea at home, Liverpool at home, Palace at home.
Right. So the big game out of them for the fans, is Liverpool. That's going to be the atmosphere out of all of those 4 that's going to be absolutely febrile. And Liverpool have not shown themselves, even as much as Palace or Villa, they've not shown themselves capable defensively of standing up to teams this season. So that's the logic behind, if they're going to win any of those games, with a brilliant atmosphere at Ellen Road, with the crowd behind them, with Liverpool's defensive record, that's the one where I think they can win.
Very interesting. I fancy him slightly against Palace. Anyway, the long and short of it is, although Leeds are still in 17th place probably by the end of the year, their form will be so dreadful that they're probably going to find themselves slipping into the bottom three. Anyway, that was really interesting. Thanks for doing that, Nick. So Wolves have appointed Rob Edwards. He's going to make absolutely no difference. And Leeds are going to, and Burnley are going to slip into the nether regions of the Premier League. So
yeah, I just don't think. I don't think. I don't want to sort of cast it all at Rob Edwards' door. I just don't think Wolves have got the players to make the sort of dramatic turnaround that they need. That's the point. It's not like everybody's starting on zero, is it? They've got 2 points. Burnley on 17th have got 10 points. So they've got an 8-point gap straight away to try and make up.
Yeah, and you're predicting they get the grand total of 1 in the next 7 games. That's not going to make much difference. And to be honest, do you think if they get 1 out of the next 21 points, do you think the Wolves people might be looking on LinkedIn again and seeing if there's any managers out there who fancy it for the third time?
Well, Ange is available.
Yeah, exactly. Good shout. So that would be interesting with the Nuno thing. Anyway, we'll leave it there. That's been a great episode. Great to be back. Thanks for everyone for listening. We'll see you next time. We'll probably do another one at some point. We'll do another couple before the end of this week, I would imagine, as we look forward to the weekend. Thank God. See you next time.
Okay, bye.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.